A Virginia Beach student has been forced to adjust to new teachers, new classmates, and a strange school.
His punishment stems from an incident that happened in his own front yard and not on school property. School officials did not expel him, but they did transfer him to an alternative school after what the student and his mother called an unfair disciplinary hearing. An attorney who specializes in cases like this knows exactly what they're talking about, and he pointed out what he considers problems. To 10 on Your Side's Andy Fox. Andy has this update now.
Nicole, in September, we reported on Khalid Caraballo. He was suspended. He and his mother claimed the disciplinary hearing lacked fundamental fairness, and that's why attorney Kevin Martingale sent this letter to the school board. Khalid Caraballo is no longer at Larkspur Middle School. He was kicked out after school officials say he fired an airsoft gun near a bus stop. But our 10 on Your Side investigation shows there's no evidence he ever left his private property. Aiden Clark admits he and another student did run on the street, had the guns, but did not fire at anyone. Both of them suspended as well. Clark also told us directly Khalid never left his property. At Khalid's disciplinary hearing, he faced no accusers, and this was the only witness-victim interview. From Larkspur Middle School Assistant Principal Kim Daly, who spoke to the unnamed victim. When I interviewed a student who had been shot by the gun, he said, "It is not even a statement written by the eyewitness," and it is what attorney Kevin Martingale calls hearsay.
My opinion is that guilt or innocence cannot ever be determined based on mere hearsay evidence.
Following our investigation, Martingale wrote this letter to the school board suggesting changes to the disciplinary hearing process. He makes 3 points. First, eliminate hearsay evidence from the hearings.
They frequently rely upon little statements written by people who don't show up and testify, and they call that good evidence. No, it's not. It's hearsay, and it is unreliable.
Daly's witness-victim statement never mentioned Khalid as the shooter. Khalid's mother, Soul Angel, brought that up at the hearing.
We even said that there's no victims. The only victims were the kids shooting at each other and telling the story.
When a child says, "I am innocent," hearsay evidence alone is never good enough to take away that child's right to go to school.
Number 2, no disciplinary history presented until after guilt or innocence is decided. At Khalid's hearing, his past mistakes were listed before the hearing.
The problem is if you've got some past academic problems or a teacher who doesn't like you and says a bad comment, or you've got some past disciplinary infractions that really have nothing to do with this incident, the hearing officer can't help but start off a little bit biased against you.
After the hearing, Khalid got a 1-year suspension, but may be able to return to Larkspur in January. Then, school board chairman Dan Edwards tweeted Khalid's past disciplinary record, which outraged Khalid's mother.
This is cyberbullying.
What about the mother saying that this is cyberbullying?
She has an entitlement to her opinion.
Edwards had no further comment for this story, nor did the Virginia Beach School Administration. Number 3, Martingale tells board members expedite all suspensions and expulsions. Soul Angel and Khalid appeared before the committee, then had to return the next day to get the decision.
Everybody should lay their cards on the table and make their argument at the hearing. And then when the decision maker is prepared to make a decision, the decision ought to be announced without anybody having any other discussions out there.
I would have asked them why. Yeah, ask them why. Why did they do that to him?
To this day, Martingale has yet to receive any response to his letter dated October 2nd.
This is a big damn deal, and there are going to be a lot more victims like that kid. There are going to be a hell of a lot more, because there was already a trail of tears before him. Kids who've been either put in Renaissance or thrown out altogether.
And that's exactly where Khalid is today, here at Virginia Beach's Renaissance Academy, with a blemish on his academic record, and he was never able to face his accuser. He told us in September.
You have on your school record, you had possession of a firearm, and they're not even going to ask me any questions. They're going to think it was a real gun, and I was trying to hurt someone, and they're just going to be like, "Oh, well, we can't accept you."
Now, I have some good news about Khalid. He found out yesterday that he made the honor roll at the Renaissance Academy. Khalid wants to return to Larkspur Middle School. On January 27th, the Office of Student Leadership will decide if he can, and we will follow that part of the story, too. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on Your Side.